Welcome everyone back to Under the Scope, powered by Esports Lab, the podcast where we take a look into the exciting industry of esports and gaming. What's going on, Will? How you doing this week?
Just another day, another dollar. I just got back from Vegas.
How was that?
That was a good time. It was me and the wife are calling it a baby moon. So we're kind of getting away from the kid and family, doing our own thing for a couple of days. And while we are there, I kind of made it into a semi-business trip. I had a couple meetings, and then went and checked out the Void. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Void.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've done it in Disneyland actually when it opened up. So how was that experience?
That was pretty interesting. You can really see where they're taking AR and VR.
Uh huh.
It definitely was a good experience, but you can see where there's some issues with the technology. Um, the technology looked cool. It was very interactive. Um, the shortfalls are when you reach out and touch something, it's a little laggy. So it kind of was a little awkward at time. I ran into a door frame. Well, I was
Wait,
I
they
was
don't have it roped up or nothing, so you
no,
don't like go out of bounds.
no, you're like walking through. So you start out inside of like a chamber, flying in a ship, and then you land on the planet where Darth Vader has his I guess his castle or whatever it is, and you like take
Yeah,
this elevator, and on that elevator, they blow like heat on you. They give you like the sensation of like a smoky ember, so you can actually smell like a fire. And with them blowing the heat on you, and then you seeing in 3D already,
yeah.
it's crazy. Like the sensations that you get. It's just you're going from like one room, you're going from a ship to a room to a chamber, and there's these door frames that they're not 100% accurate, and I fucking walked right into a door frame. It was awful.
No, wait a minute. You walked in at VR, inside the VR, or like yourself walked into it?
Myself walked right into a door frame. Like it caught up after I walked right into it, which was
Oh man, that was funny.
it was pretty awesome. The it was interesting seeing. I was on the. What sucked about it was I was on it with three other people, and they were all French Canadians, all speaking French. I couldn't understand a word of what they were saying, but one of them was like a 9-year-old kid that was like 3 feet tall, and then there was like the dad was like 6'4", so you could really see the true because you're dressed up as a stormtrooper, and it was like
Yeah,
I was even cracking jokes like, "Oh, you're pretty short to be a stormtrooper." Of course, no one got it because they just spoke French.
yeah.
Um, it was pretty funny. It was a great experience to say the least, but I could definitely see like the lag was an issue. You're wearing a really bulky like vest with a backpack with like a battery cell, a full
Yeah.
headset that comes down. Really nice. I want to say they're like Bose or Sony headsets built right into it. It was a great experience to say the least. 30 minutes they get you in and out.
Uh-huh.
35 $35. It was well worth the $35. I ended up doing it twice. They have a Ghostbusters one, which yeah, I grew up on Ghostbusters, but
Yeah.
like it's not Star Wars. That's just
Let's just say that.
it's just not Star Wars, you know.
Hey, I don't know, man. There's a lot of big Ghostbusters fans, by the way. So I don't know. I mean, I think obviously Star Wars is one type of, people, and Ghostbusters is another type, and but if you really look at it, man, during Halloween in my kids' school, they had a little, it was called trunk and treat. So you walked,
Yep.
all the teachers had to, put their trunks up or whatever and like dress them up or kind of put a costume on their vehicle, say, or theme on the back of their trunk, right? And you had to walk up to it and they gave you candy. Well, I have some pictures and I'll share them with you, but man, you should have seen the Ghostbusters one. The guy was I mean, he went all out, big buildings, Marshmallow Man walking through the buildings and everything. It was really cool, man. I really liked it. And then he gave you some 3D glasses. You put them on, and like Marshmallow Man seemed like he was coming like right. 3D through the building, and but you took him
Yeah.
off and he's like 2D, so it was
Yeah.
kind of cool that to see that because so now you talking about going into the void and doing that, it's amazing. I had a good time myself. I didn't bump into no wall, but you know what, I had a good time. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a great time. It was definitely worth the $35 per pop. I was gonna do it a third time. I tried to get
yeah,
my wife to do it, but she's 5 months pregnant and she was worried about the kid. And they
yeah.
the workers were like, "Go for it," and but she just didn't want to risk it. And
Well, I
I
mean,
don't blame her.
after you bumped into that wall, yeah, I wouldn't risk it either. I mean, yeah. So,
It, it's
but
pretty it's
it's
pretty
fun
epic.
times though.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. You feel like the laser blasts. I don't know if you remember that. Like
Yeah, yeah, I do.
they like you,
It
they
like
lights you up.
vibration.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
vibrates. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember that. It was really cool. So those people that haven't tried it should definitely go try it. They have one in this land for Star Wars, and obviously they have it. Where do they have it in Vegas? What casino?
it was in the Italian one. Why am I drawing a brain fart?
The Venetian.
The Venetian, correct. And then
Okay,
I
all
know
right.
there's two in Canada, one in Texas. There's one in Glendale, Anaheim. I think there's one in Europe. I think Dubai.
Yeah,
Yep, they're all
yeah,
over the
yeah.
place.
Yeah, they're really good. So if you guys haven't tried it, definitely I recommend it. And as you hear, Will recommends it. Just be careful, wear a helmet. Make sure you don't bump into no walls or anything like that.
For sure.
Follow the line. So and let's see if you make it out alive, right? So but no, it's interesting. So obviously this week, we're actually on our fifth episode of Under the Scope, and it's Will and myself. So we're gonna have a little chat on a one-on-one and bring some talk about some interesting stuff that we've been seeing, and Will and I have been talking about. So what's funny is there's a lot happening with the void, right? A lot of different technology and everything, and there, I see it where it's going to come into esports, like it is, like we've talked about in other episodes before this one. But but what are the existing people doing? Who's coming in, into esports, and what's happening, and then and also we'll talk a little bit about that in-app purchases and stuff like that. But Twitch, right? I don't know what the latest, if you've seen it, but one of the interesting things that I saw with Twitch is they started doing the VIP, right? So I don't know if you saw that, but you're able to make like give a VIP role to one of your any one of your choosing, pretty much,
Yep.
right? So some of the flaws though that they found already was like, all right, saying that I'm your mod and you give me the VIP role, then you lose the mod. So you could only have one or the other. So which is crazy, right?
Yeah, that seems a little counterintuitive. I'm not sure why they did that. Um, I haven't really read up on that subject too much. I know a lot of people are kind of griping about it. Why do you think they would do that? I just think that's kind of a flaw.
Well, it would be, I would think so too. Because listen, if I've been your mod, I would almost feel that the need for you to give me a VIP
Yeah.
tag because I've been helping you out all this time, right? You don't pay
Mm-hmm.
me for it, So the only perks is that I'm helping you with your stream. So I've been helping you grow and grow. So at that point, the VIP tag, having that on the chat is just an honor, right? Like, oh, I'm getting recognized. So by you getting recognized, you get penalized and removed from being a mod, and so it almost feels like, all right, I could either be your mod or I get the VIP access type deal. But still, if I get the VIP, then I lose what I've been doing for a long time, right? So it's kind of sucks in that perspective.
What have the big streamers been saying, like Doctor Disrespect and Shroud? And have you heard
So,
anything about them?
yeah, yeah. So Doctor Disrespect, he likes it, but again, everyone's going back to it, right? Like, and not only that, but how many VIPs can you give, right? And that's the big question too. How many VIPs can you give? And the question is, I mean, everyone's saying like it all depends. So streamers unlock 10
Hmm.
VIP slots by completing the build a community achievement. All right. So that's 50 followers and 5 unique chatters in a stream. So that's 10 VIP slots. All right. And then that continues to scale to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100 badges being available, at
Mm.
again, this is unique chatters, right? 10, 15, 20, 25, 500, 100, 200 unique chatters, So, and then VIPs are able to perform the following actions, so chat without being affected by slow sub only or follower only modes. So then again, which is the cool thing about it, right? Chat without being affected with no limits, chat in all rooms except mod only rooms. So that's where the disconnect is they need to fix that one because again, if what if you want to give your mod a VIP? You just excluded him from being a mod because
Yeah.
they can't talk in the mod only rooms. So I think there's a little bit that needs to be done, but you know the big boys are liking it because they could give out a lot. As you saw, how many these guys
For
have
sure.
14,000, 16,000, 30 something thousand people. They got 200 plus unique chats at chatters at all times, so they don't care. They're getting so many of them.
Are they able to do like a one-time sale, like, hey, you're an MVP for $10, or are they able to pick and choose kind of like that? Or I'm not kind of seeing the ultimate benefit of this, where I guess you can just make anyone a MVP, but I'm just not seeing the benefit for people besides
Well,
having.
and I'll correct you. It's actually VIP, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah, no worries. But it's just for the listeners. But I think, all right. I mean, when everyone uses either Stream Labels, Stream Labs, something to when you go look at their stream, right, and then you look at the top and you see the biggest donator, or you go into their profile on their Twitch or stream, right, and they'll say, oh, the lifetime donators, and they have them rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever they want to do, right? I mean, like Dr. Disrespect has them up to 10, Shroud has them up to 10, so a lot of things, and then some of them have them on their stream,
Hmm.
in their actual screen. Some of them don't care about that no more. They just put it on their because they don't want all the rest of the mess coming up in there, um, but I guess so that people know, they give up those VIP slots, and I believe they created them because there was no other way to tell who really has been the VIPs in your stream, you
Right.
know? So I think you could tag the people that have truly earned it, and then it makes people want to come back and be one of your VIPs. So now not only are there a subscriber or someone that donates, and a month in, month out, but now other people could tell like, hey, I'm a VIP because I've earned it, and I've been here helping
Right.
out. So how much
I
benefit
guess
is
it.
there to that,
I guess it's a nice badge of honor to be able to have.
It kind of is, but to me, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I mean, here, let me throw something at you, Will. So obviously,
Sure.
I stream here and there, right? So one of
Yep.
one of the things that I've noticed is Streamlabs OBS, right? There's a
Yep.
partnership that happened there. They're kind of integrated. They call it slobs, right?
Hmm.
We use acronyms as much as we can in esports, right? So slobs, Streamlabs, OBS, obviously they have a lot more perks, okay,
Yeah.
and what I hear is that Twitch is trying to build a you know like in-app purchasing system
Yep.
where you're going to be able to create. Now what is that going to look like? I don't know, but some of the things that people have been saying is overlays, like you'll have access to unique overlays that are going to be in the store, so you as a streamer, if you're a subscriber, or you could just buy them directly, you just grab them and you're able to use them for yourself, comes with all the labels, etc. Well, what's funny is that Streamlabs OBS already did that, and they don't
Hmm.
charge you. So Streamlabs OBS doesn't charge you, right? So they don't. It's for free. They have Call of Duty. They have pretty much every game you can think of on there because they want you to do that. They already own all the commands that Twitch people use.
Yep.
You know.
Do
So go
they
ahead.
have custom ones where you can just throw your own image in there?
That's what they're working on right now, actually.
Oh, that'd be
But they,
epic.
yeah, so they have ones where you're able to manipulate a little bit, but not the ones that
Mm-hmm.
you're able to throw your image on yet. I think that's a little more complicated, to be honest. But I think if you want to change, like add some lines on it or make it very simple, you
Right.
can. But for the most part, man, they're really good Twitch packages. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much. You know, and I mean, look, when you go and buy it from someone that builds graphics for you,
Yeah.
uh, you know, 30, $40, for someone
I've
that
seen them.
does a really good job.
I've seen them up to 100, 150.
It,
That's if they have what is it, going offline, coming online soon, all those other those little perks that come with it.
yeah, exactly. So and all the labels, intermission, so all that good stuff, right? The
Your
offline banner,
your, your buttons.
Yeah, absolutely. You donate,
Yeah.
yeah, your donation button. But see, that's the thing. Like all these alerts come from Streamlabs, so that's the thing. So now they integrated OBS, right? And not only
Mm-hmm.
that, but they integrated a bunch of all the commands now. So as you're setting up your OBS, all right. So I'm just giving you an example so you can see. I don't know how much benefit or how much Twitch will do, how good they would do if they start doing in-app purchases because of this. But for me, Streamlabs OBS is a lot easier to use. Okay. Same functionalities as just using OBS by itself. As a matter of fact, it's a lot less stressful trying to figure it out because you
Mm-hmm.
activate it and all the commands are there. You're able to save them. You're able to go to the website, you download the app, and you open it up just like you would OBS, and boom, there you go. And then you hit go live, you have your intermission, you have your studio mode, you have everything, transitions, everything's there. And guess what? You also get a merch store. You're able to build your own merchant store. So that's really, really good. I really think. And not
Yeah.
only do they have an affiliate program like, Twitch does, like if you get enough subscribers and stuff like that, you get all this money, or it
Yep.
depends on how much you negotiate, right? Um, but in addition to that, they actually have a real affiliate program where if I give you my link and you come and sign on, and as long as you download Streamlabs OBS, I
Yep.
earn $1.
Wow.
So it's not a lot
That's
to a lot of people, but hey, that's money, you
yeah.
know?
It's a dollar you didn't have.
Exactly. So, but again, you know,
It almost sounds like maybe Twitch and OBS should almost partner. I just feel like otherwise OBS is just going to completely undercut everything that Twitch is doing with, especially with uh, the affiliate stuff, the shop, the in-app purchases, the free content, the there's a lot of free stuff that they're throwing in there too, and then the store. Every streamer I know wants a damn store so they can push merch. Everyone.
yeah, absolutely.
That's a huge bonus for streamers.
Well, and that's the thing. Everyone wants to market themselves. They want to build
Yep.
their own brand, So that's the way to go. I mean, if you're a streamer and you don't have anything for people to want,
Yep.
why are they going to stick around, right? How are they going to go and promote you? How are people going to know they're your supporters? So that's why all these people build their brands. See, the only thing with Streamlabs, is that they're not a true streaming platform like Twitch is.
Or
They
Mixer.
allow they
Yeah.
Mixer, YouTube, they allow you to use those stream keys and put it on there.
Yep.
So they're more of a service, an added service. And that's why I think, a great partnership would be there if Twitch
Yeah.
would partner with Streamlabs, because again, a lot of people either use OBS or XSplit, right?
Yep.
And OBS, I think it's the most downloaded, software for streaming.
Yeah.
And
Everyone I know that streams uses OBS. Everyone.
yeah, yeah. See, so I would say that would definitely do something good, and Streamlabs seems like they're owning the market, so why not? And for me, like I said, I think that would be a good thing. But hey, I'm looking forward to see what the people start, what changes they make, how they respond, what that in-app purchases is going to be. But you know, but yeah. So in talking about an added service. What's crazy is today in Crunchbase, I read about a company that's called Bunch. I don't know if you heard of them or not, but they just raised $3.8 million today to turn mobile games into video chat LAN
Yep.
parties. So it's crazy. So what have you heard from about them?
Yeah, you just kind of hit the nail on the head. You can change. It's basically an app for people to be able to make like a mini LAN party out of any sort of mobile game. So you could a 4-player Pac-Man game. You could hang out with your buddies and video chat and talk crap while you play for Angry Birds or any game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Clash of Clans or whatever you have, and it's kind of a cool app. I've seen them. They're SoCal based, aren't they? By you?
Yeah, yeah, they're SoCal based. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Very interesting though, because they're basically competing against Discord. That's who their
Hmm.
competition is. That market
Right.
is really dominated by Discord. You know, Skype is it's totally separate. I see that as more of a competitor of Google Hangouts, and stuff like that. Meet, I think it's another app that people
Yep.
use to, talk or communicate. But Bunch is doing a lot of great things. Again, like you said, they're interconnecting. They're going to allow you to do, see yourselves, and then even another cool feature that they're adding is they're going to add like you're going to be able to take a picture and your avatar would have that picture, so this way you know which one's
Oh,
you as you're going. So that's another cool thing that they're going to add to, so now anybody could see who you are. You have the ability to turn it on and off, obviously, if you want, but you're able to do that now, so your avatar would have your face pretty much.
oh God, it's gonna be people's asses and other things. People. Gamers are like that. They're gonna do awful things. It's. I already
So,
like it. I already like
all
it.
right, as long as it's not you first, Will. So
I'm going to be one of the
start
first ones to
start
do
mooning
something like
people
that.
like, what is that? Is that his elbow, his double chin?
I,
No, it's his
I,
butt cheeks, right? So, but yeah, man, I don't know about that, man. Like, I hope people really take advantage of it. Again, it's
aren't they
what
only on iPhone or Apple? Yeah, they're only
yeah,
on Apple right
iOS.
now.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
iOS only. They are, with this new raise, they're gonna add a lot of features to it. Obviously, they're gonna release it on Android. You
Hmm.
can't go
It's
without Android because
the
it's
biggest market.
yeah, exactly. And then they're going to have a lot of in-app purchases coming soon. So, again, it's really good. I like how it works. I think this is something that it's gonna, they're looking to bring the laughter back to mobile, and by letting you sync to your friends through video chat while you play, which is really something that it's not done yet. Yeah, you could do it over Skype. A lot of people do it, but they really don't do it. Um, but you can. I mean, it's available for
Yeah.
PC, console, and stuff like that. But it has never been. You haven't been able to do it on your cell phone because you only have one screen, so you
Yeah.
need that screen to be able to see your gameplay. And they're
Right.
developing it where you're actually could see yourself, your friends, and still play at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think they put the player, your friends on the bottom, and then the gameplay is the other 2/3 of the screen. And I'm really hearing a theme out of you. You keep ringing that bell, in-app purchases. Like
yeah,
you're hitting it home.
yeah, and well, that's because uh, the crazy thing is that every single body, everything that I mean, I don't know if you remember, but um, GTA. I mean,
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto. That game is old, okay,
Yeah.
and what have
It's
they
still
lived
fun.
on? Yeah, it is, but what do they live off of? In-app
In-app purchases.
purchases,
Yeah.
right? And then I hate to say this, but the next big guy that came up with it now is, a lot have tried. I'll tell you that much. A lot of
Hmm.
games have tried, but the other most successful one has been Fortnite, you
For
know,
sure.
and
They,
hands down.
they knocked it out of the park with that the free game what's the style of them releasing a free game and
versus
then
having to buy it.
versus the having to buy it, bring in a ton of users, and then sell small items, and then make these items such as taunts or dances, stupid suits that kids love, skins, as the kids say. Um, Kids
They,
just love that. I mean, you're seeing NFL players. Not they have an NFL dances now and skins. Like
yeah,
it's just blows your mind. Like it's becoming a phenomenon.
yeah.
And
Well, you gotta think about it. Grand Theft Auto was the last one to actually make a lot of things happen.
mm-hmm,
And no one ever dethroned them, really, if you want to put it that way, in the PC or console side. Yeah, you have CSGO. They've been around a long time. They sold skins, but they had all that controversy, if you remember. A bunch of controversy, actually. And I forgot the guy's name that built a where you could trade or sell your apps or your skins and your knives, your valuable knives, but they were taking like a big chunk off of it. And then some of the knives or some of the purchases weren't going over. They were getting lost in the digital world type deal.
right, which
And they
blockchain would solve.
That's correct. So they would take, but they took no responsibility. It's hands off, right? So, but anyway, so that's a big market right there for digital distribution. But for now, like I said, it's the in-app purchases. And now when you start looking at someone like Epic Games with their Fortnite game, they make about 1.9 million in daily revenue off of in-app purchases. They don't charge for the game. Now let me step back, because they do have an upgrade to their game that
Mm-hmm,
you could buy it, and it comes with like a lot of different perks, but it is a free game,
mm-hmm,
and you could buy yourself and upgrade your game as you go if you want. Battle pass and all that stuff that they sell, the skins, as you say, the emotes, the dances. I mean, your flyer, man. You get when you fly in, you have different types of flyers.
yep.
Halloween, they Easter bunny, everything. I mean, you can think about it. These guys have thought about it, and that's why they're making $1.9 million daily.
Here comes the Christmas crap right around the corner.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting to see
But
what that's gonna be, man.
uh, honestly, that the deal with the NFL was like I could see it happening. It was awesome that they actually made that deal happen because there's so many touchdown celebrations that they've been doing literally Fortnite dances and taunts on, and it was just a perfect match. Like they really hit one out of the park with that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, look, you got a bunch of. I think basketball might be next because they have a bunch of people coming through. Maybe they'll have a Drake character in there, like type kind of like Ink Wars is doing, where they add actually celebrity, avatars and into the game mode. But Epic Games dethroned Candy Crush. Candy Crush is at 1.3 million per day in app
Hmm.
purchases. All right, Pokemon Go racked in 890 million last year. All right, I didn't even know Pokemon Go still existed, but there it is. 890 million last year, and that's a slight decrease from a whooping 930 million the prior year. So I mean,
Hmm.
there's a lot that happens. I mean, last year global revenue from in-app purchases was projected at 37 billion. All right,
It's a lot of
so
money.
everyone's jumping on that wagon right now. Twitch is jumping on it, and I don't know how successful that's going to be. They have to be really, really, they got to remember who they're competing, or maybe not. Maybe they won't allow. Maybe they'll stop allowing other third parties, you know, allow them to stop using their stream keys and stuff like that. I mean, who knows what their plan is, but
Yeah.
they are the biggest monster right now in esports streaming, right? So I don't know. It's going to be
If it,
interesting.
if they if they do that, I think Mixer will eat their lunch because Mixer's also they're gaining a lot of traction with how much money they're paying out. Some of the carousel gamers that they promote. They're doing some interesting stuff over at Mixer, which is kind of nice to see. It's forcing Twitch to step their game up. It's going to be interesting to see what they do first quarter of 2019.
Oh yeah, absolutely. the crazy thing, you and I talk a lot about modules, right? About what we're
Mm-hmm.
going to do with esports labs. How what are we going to incorporate into it? How are we going to build our network, our ecosystem, and allow third party applications or dapps, right? Or
Yep.
game developers come into esports labs and be able to make money, right? So our
Mm-hmm.
modules is very simple. One of them is in-app purchases through our, utilizing our own currency, and then subscription based, also another module that we're going to be offering will be subscriptions, right? And right
Mm-hmm.
now there's 46 million registered users, um, in and check this out, in Tinder. So so
Okay. Why do you know
46
that? Does,
46
does
million registered users. I did
does
my
your wife
homework
know that?
because I know, right?
Does your
I don't know
wife
if my
know
wife
that?
knows that, but you know what? I it was very interesting to me because all my
Oh.
friends, all my single friends, all right, are going in there, and they always tell me, like, I see them on their phone. All right, I fly,
Mm-hmm.
even when I'm flying at the airports, I see people on Tinder just swiping left, swiping right, whatever,
Yeah. I got a
and
friend too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. Thanks,
Hu-
Will.
hu- Honey,
So,
I'm just doing research on our
eggs,
podcast and I'm looking at Tinder.
right? So, but the crazy thing is that that
Yeah.
thing is just as addicting as a mobile game. Like, I kid you not. And
Right.
they charge $9.99 a month, okay?
Okay.
Or uh if you're 28 or older, you get charged $19.99. And then
Huh.
if you want to get into like the gold upgrade, it's an additional $4.99. All right? And what's crazy is that in they generated in the first quarter of this year, all right? First quarter,
Yeah.
$407.4 million
That's a
on
lot of money.
subscriptions alone.
Yeah, but sex sells.
Well, I mean, in this case, it's like they're trying to find someone, right? They're trying to find someone, but I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to go into that subscription model. Like,
Yeah.
in that purchases is one thing, and then there's subscriptions, and then in esports, people do both. People do
Mm-hmm.
subscription models or buy my game, and then in addition to that, they're trying to make you buy upgradable items.
Yep.
And I think that's where a lot of failure is, because that's why I don't want to say a lot of failure, but I want to say there's more success in a game like Fortnite because they gave the game and people didn't feel like, hey, I should be getting a lot of this for free because I paid you for the game already, versus saying, hey, you know what, let me just buy it, because the game was free. So yeah, let me, whatever money I didn't use up, those $39, those
Yep.
$49, those $60, I didn't have to worry about it. I could now utilize that to buy something. And then here comes a
Mm-hmm.
guy with a new costume, you know, and he starts dancing next to you with his new moves, and you're like, damn, okay, I'm a little outdated. I want that. And now you start buying that, and there you go, and then just keeps going. It's almost like an addiction.
Yeah, I like how they consider them microtransactions too. They're anything from like $1 to like $5 is considered a microtransaction, which really isn't the case. A microtransaction should be something under $1,
Yeah.
and we're not going to see that until that problem is resolved with blockchain. Um, with this very low or very small transaction fees, because it's not worth selling something for a quarter or 50 cents if PayPal or another merchant credit card is going to take like a large chunk out of like 50% out of that, or Steam, they take what, 30%. Then the merchant takes another 20 to 30% off of that. So you're left with, out of a 50-cent item, you're left with 20 cents. Like that doesn't seem feasible to sell an in-game content for that. Where through blockchain, you'll be able to sell something for 50 cents and get back 50 cents or
Yeah,
45 cents.
get back your full
Yeah.
item almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing why we ourselves, as you know, we're building esports labs because, on blockchain so that we could provide these, minimize the impact or, from, these fees for
Mm-hmm.
being selling your in-game app purchases or even selling your game alone, and distribution through it.
Yep.
So, but it's very interesting when we start looking at everything, because now everything's going towards either in-app purchases or subscription model based, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's insane. Everywhere you look now, in esports, outside of esports, you start looking at Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and if you really look at it, Amazon, are you an Amazon Prime member?
Of course. Who
Okay,
isn't?
all right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that are not, so I had to ask. So that's
Weirdos.
that's the new crack, by the way that they
Yeah,
say, right? So
for
you,
sure.
if you guys haven't seen the Patriot, go look at it. It's on Netflix. I hate it because I'm talking about Amazon, but I'm throwing you at Netflix. But
Okay.
it's a really
Is that the
cool.
show, right?
That's the show. It's Patriot
Yeah.
Cat. It's the first episode. It talks about Amazon. It's
Mm-hmm.
very everything that has to do with politics in one way, shape, or form that hurts the economy. This guy talks about it, and he goes really into depth, right? So one of the things he's talking about is how Amazon Prime has a subscription, has Amazon Prime, and you get the Kindle, right? Amazon
Yep.
Books, pretty much, right? And then you get Amazon Video and Amazon the Music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Amazon also started doing in-app purchases.
Of course.
Now there's certain videos that you can't see on Amazon Prime, but you could pay to see it. So even though you're already paying a quote unquote Netflix, Hulu subscription,
Mm-hmm.
they're still charging you to watch these other movies that are not offered under that umbrella, which
Yep.
is, I don't know how many people are paying for it. I'm not even going to jump into it because I don't know, but it's mind blowing that they're doing that now, and even with music and with some books as well, they're not available. You have to pay for them, so.
I think uh, you're gonna see, like, hopefully it's us, but someone gonna come up here shortly and really disrupt the market by interrupting that those fees and uh, additional add-ons for in-app purchases. I think that's a really vulnerable way to disrupt the market right now. With
Oh, it's not a hopefully, Will. It's we're gonna do it.
well,
Esports
we're
Labs.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, someone doesn't beat us to the punch, but that's a whole nother question.
Yeah, no, but that's what we're here. Esports Labs is here to disrupt the market, and
For
we're going to
sure.
disrupt it hard. We're going to be offering a lot of cool perks to the game developers, the players, the teams, the organizations, the brands and products trying to come in, through video distribution, music distribution. So we're gonna do offer the whole ball wax, and on one shop, pretty much, one stop shop for anyone coming in. And that's what it excites me to talk about this, because if you're listening to this podcast and you have a product you want to sell, you have a game you want to release, and be able to have a way to distribute it, a way to free my away from those 30% charges out there and fees. And yeah, just make sure that you follow us on Will, you want to tell them where they could follow us? And
Sure. The
yeah.
Esports Labs on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We also have our tournament platform, which is esportsshowdown.com. And that's one S, Esports Showdown. And then I think we should give a shout out to Sam.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. And
just Sam on Twitter, I believe.
yeah,
Sam, you want to
I,
chime in?
I think that's what it is. And but he's our producer for the podcast, so he does a lot of great things for us. And yeah, but shout out to him. And make sure you guys follow us on discord.me/esports labs. Come and join us, say hi. We have a growing community there of over 1,300 people already. Actually, I think it's closer to 1,400 now. So
Hmm.
but yeah, it will, we provide you the latest stories or what we're doing, and try to keep everyone up to date. Obviously there's a lot that we're building, but we'll try to give you bits and pieces throughout every single episode. And we hope that you guys Ask us questions if you guys have any about our podcast, any comments, any feedback. And again, and every week we'll be checking back and see if there's anything that, any questions that need to be answered, and we'll do so in the next episode. So, hey, Will, thanks for taking the time to sit with me today,
Yeah.
and we look forward to hearing from everyone. So once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, this is Under the Scope, powered by Esports Lab. I'm Silver, your host, and here with me is Wilson Siski, our CMO and co-founder of Esports Labs. Thank you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Take care. Have a great night, everyone.
Cheers.